Hooey! Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Okay, so today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 178. Demetrius Johnson versus Chris Cariaso for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World. That's a 125-pound title. And yeah, this card was stacked top to bottom with megastars from the prelims to the main event. And yeah, I mean, Manny Gambirian, a UFC veteran, was kicking off this whole entire card on the prelims. And so that says a lot. Yeah, but first and foremost, I just want to give big shout out to Dominic Cruz. Good job, bro. Good job. Oh, man. Even this picture packs a punch. Oh, man. You know, just like Dominic Cruz has killer knockout power. I better knock out on his bad side, you know. Wow. Whoa. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Dominic Cruz, a former UFC bantamweight champion of the world, he made his long comeback fight on the very last prelim of the prelims against Takeo Mizugaki in a 135-pound bantamweight bout of the ages. He came in ranked number 10, Takeo ranked number 5, and he just steamrolled through him. And yeah, it was over KO punches. That was 1 minute and 1 second in the first round. Good job, Dominic Cruz, getting that big win over Takeo Mizugaki. Now go get that UFC Bantamweight Championship that you never lost. And yeah, I'm proud of you, bro. Really proud of you. Good job. Keep up good work. Yeah, just don't do that to me, because then you'll knock off my head and that would suck. You know, we can't have that, you know, so... I love you, man. Yeah, good job. Okay, so that was the last prelim before we got to the main card of the pay-per-view. Yeah, so let's start with the first match on the pay-per-view. Kat Zingano versus Amanda Nunes. Kat Zingano ranked number 1 in the UFC Women's Bantamweight Division, 135-pound class. And Amanda Nunes was ranked 8, 9, 10, depending on what rankings you looked at. And Kat Zingano made a statement, and she got that win in the third round, TKO punches and elbows. That was, yeah, round 3. Yeah, Kat Zingano, she lost the first round easily, but she made a comeback in round 2 and really picked up momentum there, and then was able to finish the fight in round 3. Good job, Kat Zingano. I would love to see Kat Zingano versus Ronda Rousey, two of my favorite women's bantamweights, going at it for the women's bantamweight title. Yeah, just amazing. Clash of the Titans, two well-rounded fighters. Kat Zingano has great MMA wrestling. Ronda Rousey, obviously, great judo. And really good submission skills, obviously, with the arm bars. And her boxing, like everyone knows, has gone better. And Kat Zingano is just a well-rounded veteran of the sport. She's fought in Invicta. She's had a win over Miesha Tate. And, you know, she's just, you know, Kat Zingano's look great. So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to that fight whenever it may happen. Then, also on the main card, we had a middleweight bout with Yoel Romero and Tim Kennedy. Yeah, oh, man. Tim Kennedy, oh, man, I felt like he could have won this fight, but it just, he got rocked by Yoel Romero, and then he came in for that comeback in the tail end of the second round. Didn't exactly, the time ran out, went to round 3, and then the whole controversy with the stool. Yeah, yeah, I think the stool, I mean, that, and then just all the stuff that went on with this, I say let's make it a no contest. I think that's what the commission should do with this fight, is make it a no contest. But for now, it's Yoel Romero wins by TKO punches, and that was, yeah, round 3. And yeah, Yoel was looking good in that first round, and then Tim Kennedy was looking good in the tail end of the second round, but Yoel was probably winning the bulk of that round 2. Then round 3, before round 3 there was that controversy, then till beginning of round 3 he finishes Tim Kennedy. Yeah, that was TKO punches. That was a tough fight. Hard to watch. I'm a big Tim Kennedy fan. Yeah, but man, Tim, just get back in there, please. Love you, man. Okay, so yeah, Yoel Romero's definitely moved up the ranks in the middleweight top 10 in the UFC. So congrats on that, I guess. I don't know. But I really want to see Tim Kennedy get his well-deserved title shot. Just get back in that win column. You know, he has all the talent in the world. And I think he knows what he did wrong in this fight and what he needs to work on. I mean, he's a smart guy and he has good trainers, so he'll figure it out. Then also on the main card in the featherweight division, we had Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Yeah, this fight I picked Dustin Poirier to win, like if you saw my last episode. But I'm glad Conor McGregor won because I wanted Conor McGregor to win. I didn't think he was going to win. But yeah, he won by TKO punches round 1. That was 1 minute and 46 seconds. Yeah, 40 some odd seconds. 1 minute 40 some odd seconds of round 1. And yeah, Conor just found his reach quick and did his footwork and created angles and really just threw off the game with Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier, he fed into it. It happens. I mean, it could happen on any given day in this sport. Yeah, Conor McGregor, you know, he beat the number 5 ranked featherweight, and so he's definitely moved up the rankings. I'm proud of him. Big Conor McGregor fan. Love to see him fight for the belt at some point. Keep up the good work, bro. Wow. Yeah, that was an explosive finish. I was so happy for Conor. Yeah, then in the co-main event in the lightweight division, we had Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Eddie Alvarez. And yeah, I figured Eddie Alvarez would get rocked throughout this match by Donald Cerrone's reach and his footwork, and just Cerrone, he ate too many shots in the clinch, but he knows that, I think, and Donald Cerrone can, you know, he could stand and bang with some of the best. He loves his Muay Thai skills, loves to showcase that, and Donald Cerrone has really underrated ground game and submission skills. So yeah, Donald Cerrone's a veteran in the sport, so is Eddie Alvarez, but I just figured that Cerrone had the height advantage, the reach advantage. He had the more knockout power. He had takedown defense. Eddie Alvarez, his best chance was probably getting the fight to the ground, but it probably wasn't going to happen. It would stay standing, and Donald Cerrone would either win by knockout or by unanimous decision, and Donald Cerrone won by unanimous decision. Yeah, it was pretty much a stand-up war throughout all 3 5-minute rounds. Donald Cerrone it was 29-28. Yep, across the board. Good job, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I wanted him to win. I always felt like Michael Chandler beat Eddie Alvarez in that second match, and Michael Chandler also beat Will Brooks in that interim lightweight match in that other organization. And if anything, Michael Chandler should have been the one in this co-main event in the pay-per-view of the UFC. I think Michael Chandler, he would have had a better chance against Cerrone. Yeah, so then we go on to the main event, which is for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World, 125-pound title. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Chris Cariaso. Chris Cariaso is ranked number 8 in this going into this fight. Demetrius Johnson ranked, well, he's a champ. I mean, so he's not really ranked, he's the champ. Yeah, I figured with the bang, Demetrius Johnson would just win this fight any way he wanted. And the safest way for him to win this fight was takedowns, go for submissions, because Chris Cariaso, he's known for his stand-up, his Muay Thai. He's a veteran in the sport, he's talented, but he's lacked the ground game throughout his career. And he struggled against John Moraga and some other UFC flyweights. Yeah, so I figured that Demetrius Johnson would fight smart, fight technical, and he got the takedowns, and he was going for it. And yeah, round 2, he gets submission. It was Kimura, and it was just the first round was just Johnson dominating Chris Cariaso, any which way mixing things up. Round 2 was Demetrius Johnson getting the takedown, like I said he should, if he wants a clean, easy win. And yeah, he got it. Kimura. That was, yeah, midway into round 2, so this fight was pretty quick. And yeah, he locked that Kimura in dominant position, and that was all she said, as they say. Yeah, so that wraps up the post-fight show for UFC 178. Stay tuned for my next episodes, which will be about the UFC in Sweden card with Gunnar Nelson versus Rick Story, welterweight clash of the ages in Sweden, and then also shortly after that, another welterweight main event on the Canadian UFC card in Halifax, Nova Scotia, which was Rory McDonald and Tarek Safadine. And hopefully Gunnar Nelson wins. I'm rooting for him. He's my pick to win, and he's the guy I want to win, Gunnar Nelson, against Rick Story. Then, in the main event of the Canada card, I'm picking Rory McDonald to win, and I want him to win. I think he can win against Tarek Safadine any which way. Gunnar Nelson, I think Gunnar Nelson can win by submission. So, yeah, until then, see ya.